How many of you have Gen Zs in the house? About 30%, right? And the same people, if I tell you, how many of you understand Gen Zs? No, no hands raised, right? That's precisely what I'm trying to establish today. Our workforce today will be approximately 50% of Gen Zs in next 5 years, right? So let's first start that, do we really understand Gen Zs? Okay, and we'll start with Gen Z's lingos because everywhere, social, WhatsApp, they only talk in lingos, right? So I'll have about 3 or 4 lingos on the screen. If you know the meaning of the lingo, raise your hand and then we'll make it more conversational. So the first is Riz. Anybody knows? Yes, sir. Your hand came first. Charisma. So somebody's ability, and this is the sentence that they'll use. He's got some serious Riz. Right? The second is big oof. Big oof. A big mistake. Right? And unfortunate. It was a big oof when we missed the deadline. The next, may. And they use it more often. Anybody? Yes. Whatever, indifferent, right? What's going on, May? It's just been May recently. Nothing much exciting, right? And the last one is my favorite because when my team asked me this, I had no clue. Delulu. I was expecting this response because the last time I asked, everybody in the house knew, and possibly I was the only one who didn't know anything about Delulu, right? And then it is also clubbed with Solulu. Delulu is the only Solulu, right? And many, you go to Instagram, you go to maybe WhatsApp, you go through their chats. Earlier, they were acronyms, right? And I think we all have used it. These are not acronyms. These are just lingos. And that's why I'm saying that Gen Z are very different, a very different breed, but they are, not missable. They are unstoppable, and they are here to stay. And let's take a look at few Gen Zs who have made India proud. Very, very recently, right? I'm sure you know them. The next is, he basically won the bronze medal just two days back, right? Swapnil. Then we had Nancy, the only one to walk at Canes on her own dress, and now she was all over the media. Correct? Again, 22-year-old, 22, 23-year-old. Then we had chess winners, again a Gen Z. And we have Zepto founders, Gen Zs, who have created billion-dollar company in last 2 years. They're everywhere, right? And in next 5 years, believe it or not, they will be 50% of your workforce. 50% of your workforce. Correct? And that is why it is very, very critical to understand them, to align your policies. And I think Saurabh made a compelling pitch, what you do post-hire. Now let me make a compelling pitch, what you do pre-hire. Correct? Okay. Now we have established that we need to focus on Gen Zs. Attracting and retaining Gen Zs is becoming the biggest problem. We did a survey from 2,000 plus HRs. The biggest problem that we have seen is attracting and retaining them and the whole process, right? And we'll go through that. And it requires a new playbook. It requires a new way to look at them, new way to basically reach out to them, new way to attract them. And that's where the first question that comes in is that how do you participate in this Gen Z revolution? And before I do that, let's look at how you handle it today, right? If you were to look at them hiring and attracting, how do you do that today? It's boring, right? Boring JD, just textual, no context. Once they apply, they basically go through an assessment, which, by the way, comes over email with a link. Whether that email goes or not, that's your dependent. It's operational hassle, correct? Then you basically do an interview somewhere else. You basically pool in interviewers, whether it's in person, Zoom, Meet. All three, by the way, are happening on multiple different platforms, in multiple different experiences, where they have to go at multiple places. And then, what happens is, with you, you basically take a flower and say, यार join करेगा, यार नहीं करेगा, शायद 2 दिन बाद कर ले, right? All of that plays on your mind because you can't be sure on the day whether they'll join or not, correct? And that's where I think we need to define a new way to reach out to them, to retain them, to attract them, right? And now the next few slides will only be in these because this is what, now we have also started using it, but they have been created by Gen Zs, right? They don't like the current way. And we know for a fact we have 11 million Gen Zs on our platform. We literally speak to them, they are on to us, we talk to them, we figure out what their problems are, what their solutions are, where they need to be, right? And when we basically reach out, what we are able to do is that we are able to feel them, we are able to connect with them, and we are able to develop those solutions which ensures that you are able to do any activity in a meaningful manner, correct? Now let me share a new way to hire. But before that, let's also understand what they do not want to do. They do not want to be pushed by you to get onto an ATS. They would not right swipe you for that. They basically say, trust no one. And everybody around them are basically acting as your opposite agents because they will say, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. Don't right swipe unless and until you are 100% sure, right? And then, even if they basically put you in the consideration list, they will basically say that I'm not ready for the commitment. I may not want to sign your offer letter. I want to take days to even think about it, right? Because I want to get things done. And then, what they will do is, they'll start ghosting. Simple. Completely start ghosting. Won't pick up your calls or emails or WhatsApp. Similar to what you would do when they would approach you, so it's two ways, right? And the last is amazing. When you ask them, they will only say, yaar, vibe match nahi hui. They won't have anything else. It's just, yaar, vibe nahi aayi company se. Around people around. They won't have those explanations, right? And that's where we believe that the onus is on us and all of you to be where they are rather than to have them come to the platform or the places where you are. And I think this has been established clearly all across, right? And to do that, we also need to ensure that they get to know you deeply, much deeply, so much so that can they become your brand ambassadors even if they're not selected in your company. The final call is yours, right? And that's what we call the new way of hiring, right? In the next few slides, I will sort of take you through on a journey where what we have done is that we have sort of collaborated with companies, and I'll give you certain examples, and everything has been working fabulously well for them. Flipkart, right? They basically, there was only one agenda for Flipkart. Anybody from Flipkart in the house? I met them yesterday. I'm just hoping that today. Okay. So they wanted to give all engineers in India a sense of what it is like to be working for Flipkart. And that's why they create this engagement. wherein what they said was that anybody and everybody who registers, they can go through the real problems that their company or the technology team is facing. So that at the end of the day, even if they don't get selected, they become brand ambassadors so that if anybody asks them that what problems would you be working on if you were to be selected for an SDE role or so, or different robotics and all, what would we do in Flipkart, right? And then what happens is, if they want to basically get more feel of Flipkart, correct? Then those pages are there on the Flipkart where you will not only find more information about them, but all the open opportunities, whether MBAs, engineers, everything. So it's like your career page in a much, and this is basically co-created articles so that you know where you want to establish your brand and where you want to connect, right? And then there can be assessments. Again, assessments are standard. I'm sure all of you would be using it, right? Ours are the best. But still, all of you would be using it. It's just an integrated experience, right? The MCQ, completely customizable, whether you want to do coding and whether you want to use the ATS in a foolproof manner in which you can shortlist them, you can reject them, you can check their academic details, everything. And by the way, we are tying up with Government of India for a part so that you don't have to validate all the education. Then the assessments, I'm just going through it very, very quickly. 100% foolproof proctoring, where we have already tied up with Aadhaar, so anybody who registered in your opportunity will be Aadhaar verified, so at least their identity gets verified. And then their face gets verified. The AI tool will basically tell you the exact instance where they are not on the screen or they are on the camera, so that you have everything in your hand. Right now, everything is not in your hand. That's the point, right? And then you can also do the interview. This is a collaborative interview where the coding is happening. And today, we launch our version of AI interview, wherein an avatar, and this avatar can be completely contextualized, customized, and can be trained on your job roles. I'll just play the video. This just happened yesterday. And just look at this.
Hello. Harsh, hope you are having a good day. Could you tell me about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I am Ashwin Majoria and I've been into brand management for around 5 years. And I built various brand stories, manage brands and the communities during my tenure at various startups and various communities, so that they can build a loyal customer base and build a strong brand identity.
Well, that's good to hear. Can you define brand management and explain its importance in a company's overall strategy?
Sure. So, according to me, I believe brand management is just a strategic process of creating, building, and maintaining a strong brand identity and reputation. From its messaging perspective to the visual identity to customer experiences. A strong brand is actually very crucial for building a customer loyalty, differentiating a company from its competitors, and driving sales and revenue growth.
That's a solid foundation. It's clear you understand the core principles of brand management. Your emphasis on the role of brand in driving business results is spot on. But, with the emerging technology and evolving social media, don't you think you might lack in next 3 to 4 years?
No, I don't think I might lack in the next 3 to 4 years, because I keep myself informed about the industry trends by industry publications, attending seminars, conferences, and meetups out there, and actively participate in different communities. I also leverage social media platforms to connect with industry experts and stay updated on emerging trends. Automatically, I analyze, like, get the latest updates that's out there, and keep up with the new trends.
Keeping up with industry trends is truly essential in this fast-paced field. Your approach to staying informed is comprehensive. It's great that you pay attention to both traditional and digital channels.
Awesome. So it was basically conversational, where the interviewer automatically is not able to only understand what the interview is saying, but they are acknowledging and asking questions based on the responses. right? This avatar can be completely customized, uh, and that will take maybe some time, maybe 2 to 3 weeks or so. But this is how it basically moves forward, and this is how the report looks like. This is not for this interview, but eventually, how much time was the interview, what parameters, this was for a brand marketing role or so. And then you basically are able to see from brand identity if the questions are asked, where the good ones were, where the deviations were. And similarly, your interview or the next set of interview will be able to customize their questions on those deviations completely, right? And that's how you eliminate. So if you have lakhs and lakhs, in Flipkart, they got 5 lakh students to register in a matter of 4 weeks. It's still on. Now, you can't, as HRs, can reach out to those 5 immediately, right? And that's where you have to rely on these automated AI tools, which can be completely contextualized. You're working on multilingual as well with this, so that if you want to have, let's say, Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, you should be able to do that. This is Amazon, which did a similar exercise, a case study competition for others. And many of them also launched plain vanilla job listings or internship listings on our platform as such, right? This is Tata Imagination Challenge. Again, this is open to any student, any college, any discipline. They're ready to take in anybody who clears the threshold. That's the bottom line and has a degree. Accenture for their UG and PG programs, arts, commerce, humanities or so. And then Coders was for female engineers. And they got 96,000 registrations pan-India in a matter of about 2 weeks, essentially. And they ended up recruiting 2x of what they were looking at, right? And this is multilingual, so this just went live, where for few of our clients, what we are doing is we are pushing the content in different languages. Right now, it's Hindi and English, but soon it will expand to other 10 regional languages as well, if you would want to do that. And this is the new way of hiring, ladies and gentlemen. We basically start with the job board or so. I'm sure you would be using it. But then it has to be complemented with the company profile, the reviews, so that they can actually go through it, they can actually collaborate. You reach out to the 11 million community on the same platform, so that you get the interest from the people, and you are able to reach out to every person in India. And then you go through the skill assessments with next-gen proctoring and AI interviews, and finally, you are able to have it on one platform. And all of this, you're doing it on the platform that already has all the Gen Zs that you would need to reach out to, right? And today we have 11 million Gen Zs. The idea is that by the time we end this financial year, we'll be about 20 million Gen Zs, because we are growing at about 700K to 800K new users per month, and that's our speed of growth. And all of this is happening organically, because we are sort of the LinkedIn for students in their campuses, right? And we will be so big that eventually LinkedIn starts saying that they are the Unstop of working professionals. That's the aim, that's how we want to be. And this is our clientele across industries, across domains, across job profiles. We work with all the industry leaders or so. I'm sure many of our customers are sitting here. And I just want to say that we have created Unstop just to ensure that the talent becomes unstoppable and the HRs become unstoppable. Our booths are outside. There are 2 booths, and you will also have these mascots that are may want to test you on some more lingos, and they will have a cheat sheet. So if you don't know those lingos, just carry those cheat sheets, so that the next time you're talking to Gen Zs, you would know what to talk about. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.